This is an interesting feeling. As I mentioned in the last video, this is the beginning of, I guess you would say, a new portion of the journey where I leave Route 66 and don't cross it until St. Louis, and I start to cross the wide open ranching country on the way up to the Grand Canyon. And in fact, right here, you can see that Westwood Ranch, it's actually a ranch owners association of a conglomeration of a bunch of different subdivided properties. But this portion of the journey is now going to turn from roads and small towns, cars and trains, to open country, dirt roads, nary a person to be found. So kind of an interesting feeling, and I'm still processing it. But this is what I've been looking for. So thank you very much to Roy and to Mary for finding me wandering on the road.
Yeah.
And then Quinn and Vicky for having me at your house at your little potluck party.
You're welcome.
Ariana, right? Hello there. Hank, thank you very much. And Gary, nice meeting you all.
You can catch him in the post office.
Catch you in the post office.
Either one.
Yeah. On the wall.
Yeah.
Well, hello there. It's Sunday morning, and I don't think I explained about yesterday, which was pretty nice. I was coming up at the entrance to the ranch. I was into the ranch probably a couple miles, and this pickup truck stopped, and just like over in Kingman, said, "Hey, come on, get in, we're having a potluck. Are you hiking?" So that was Mary and Roy. So they took me up a couple miles to Quinn and Vicky's place. And then Hank and Gary were there as well. And so had a potluck dinner. How about that? And then afterwards, they took me up a quarter mile where I was going to camp. And I camped out for the night right here in the midst of the juniper trees back there. So pretty nice little get-together. And so thank you very much, everyone, for having me. A perfect stranger. Another sign that God sends His guardian angel to provide for us what we need. So now I'm on my way to a place called Six Shooter Tank, which is a cattle pond. And this was actually going to be the second cattle pond I was going to fill up at. The first one was back there, right where Mary and Roy picked me up. So all the ponds are full. That was my one concern, so that's why I loaded up with a gallon and a half of water when I left Seligman. So I'll fill up at the cattle pond at Six Shooter, and then I have another 10 miles after that to get to the Babbitt Ranch boundary where I'll camp. And then after that will be the 2.5-day crossing of Babbitt Ranch till I get to Forest Service land, and then into Grand Canyon Village. Actually outside Grand Canyon Village, Tucson. Well, isn't this mighty interesting? All this morning I've had this song stuck in my head. Desperado, why don't you, I don't know the rest of the song, but this is, and now I come up to a place called Desperado Trail. Huh. What are the odds of that? And I don't even think this name of this road's on the map, so it's nothing I subconsciously looked at. So, do you know the words to this song? I certainly don't remember it. I got the tune in my head now. Well, I'm at 6-shooter tank, which is the first cattle pond I'm going to get water from. Let's see what nice, good, fresh water we've got here. Oh yeah, that looks good. Uh-huh. Got some nice nutrients in it. Looking forward to this. Let me show you how I do it here. So how do we get water out of a cattle tank to make it drinkable? Well, it's a two-step process, and possibly a third depending on how it tastes. The first step is I'm going to put these drops in each of these bottles here, and then I got to wait 5 minutes for the stuff to activate. Then I'll fill up each bottle and put the caps on. Then when I want to drink from each bottle, I stick this filter on here, and that's the second stage. So this stuff is kind of like the treatment that your water district does when they deliver water to your house. They put chlorine or chloramine, whatever they call it, in it, and that kills whatever. And then this is a micron filter so that it takes out whatever germs or protozoa that are still living in there, and that's what'll do it. And then the third stage is if it just tastes yucky, I'll put in some like Crystal Light or whatever powder I have to make it taste a little bit better. So that's how we get water from a cattle tank. Ready to collect some water with me? Here we go. Looks like we've already had some cow friends drink from the stream too, or from the pond. Kind of muddy here, so gotta be careful. So just put the water bottle in, let it do its thing. Water's cold. All right. Looks good. And what I'll do is I'll put the cap on, shake it up a bit, and wait 30 minutes. And then I'll put the filter on, and then should be good to go. Chocolate milk. Well, that was a little bit easier than I expected. All right, now to get back on track. Well, this is one of those dopey mistakes that you shouldn't make when you come to a fork in the road and you think you're sure which way you should go. Check your map anyway. So I probably lost 2 miles now, and it's not a good time to do it at the end of the day. But I guess the positive thing about it is I get to do some orienteering and some cross-country travel, which is fun. Now it's just a race between me and the sunset before I make camp. Well, that's okay, because we've got a full moon almost tonight. Alright, so off we go into the wherever we're going. Okay, that was fun bushwhacking, and that was a workout too. So I definitely saved a lot of distance doing all that bushwhacking, but I didn't save any time. In fact, I lost time. So next time you take a wrong turn, go back the way you came. It's going to be easier and faster. Now, a race with the sun. And the race is still on. It's about 5 after 7. Who's going to make it first? The darkness or me? Well, what do we call it? The sky or the sun or me? Or should we call it a tie? Right here, next to this juniper tree. And it looks like the weather's getting ready to change out there. Rain and snow coming on Tuesday and Wednesday. This big Freeman tank on Babbitt Ranch is a lot clearer than the other two, 6-shooter and H Ranch. Now that I'm on the Babbitt Ranch, the nature of the trail has greatly changed. Came up to a fence line there. There was no gates, so I had to crawl under it like I did when I was off track the other day, but there was a sign saying foot travel's okay. I've got this route now for Babbitt until I get to Grand Canyon, which is about another 45 miles, 50 miles. A little bit more bushwhacking. This is actually fun stuff. There was the road was going through a gate to another ranch, and then it was going the opposite way, so I came up and around the hill to catch SB Road and get back on my original route. But this time I didn't do it to save distance or time. And actually, when I got up to the top of the hill, it was a very nice place for a quick bite to eat. A nice view all around. This time we came to a gate instead of having to crawl under. say that a lot, don't I? Starting to green up here a little bit. Even though it's late, spring is springing. Look what I came across. A rancher came by and said, hey, there's a clean tank up ahead. Fill up there instead of in the muddy water. So, take a look at this. Actually flowing water. I could get it out of there as well, but there's some leak in it. Not bad. I'm going to fill up all 6 bottles. Oh, look at that. There, nice clear water. I'll still filter it. Yummy. Another day where I'm racing against the sun. I gotta stop dawdling along. I gotta stop dawdling. Now here's the trick now. All the trees disappeared. So now what I'm looking for is an area where there's a little indentation in the land so that I can at least find a windbreak for the wind that's coming from the southwest. I'll be basically doing that all tonight so that I can put up the tent. Now the rain's not scheduled for maybe 10 o'clock, but just in case it comes early, I want to be prepared. So if you see a nice little low rise on the land here, let me know. Otherwise I think I'll go up on the other side of that hill over there. And that'll do it. So today, instead of racing the sun, I'm racing the rain. Might start up around another couple hours, or it might wait. Hopefully it'll wait till I get to a camp spot, which is about another 11 or 12 miles. Maybe 10 if I'm lucky. But probably 11 or 12. And if I'm real lucky, maybe it won't rain. And then there's a little bit of snow forecast as well. Let's see what happens. All right, when it's cold and rainy and windy, how do you eat tuna? Right out of the packet. Like a popsicle. So, being on this plateau for the past few days, especially today and half of yesterday, it just seems like it keeps going on and on and on. As you can see there, But it's actually amazing, though, to look back in the distance and see how much distance right there I've come in just a day and a half. So I've got about another day and a half to get to the Grand Canyon. And I think after it turns right up here, the land starts changing a little bit. We'll see. Maybe it's another day and a half before that happens. So anyway, the day that keeps on giving is still going on. And at least I didn't get stuck in the rain. There was a few sprinkles here and there, especially when I took a break to eat the tuna and crackers. But so far so good. Let's see how it holds up. Do you see the trail? It's kind of a combination never used for a long time. Dirt trail and cattle trail. Alright, now that I got up on this little rise here, let's see what we have off here in the distance. More of the same. Although, if you can see that road right out there. Where is it? Right there. I believe that's where I'm going tomorrow. Well, hopefully it's clearing. We'll see. That's a big change from yesterday, yeah? 17 and a half miles yesterday, mostly in the wind and rain. Today, only 15 miles, nice and sunny, a few clouds, but still windy and it's cold. You're looking at the first glimpse of the Grand Canyon, way out there, the North Rim. Sorry for the picture, I had to zoom in. It's rattling. Can't go in the same direction. At this all day. This is still in state trust land, just north of the ranches, and beyond that ridge there is Grand Canyon. And this is all range land that's leased for cattle grazing, but it's also state trust land. But it would be nice, you know, to be able to have just a little homestead right here and watch the deer and the antelope play. In fact, I just saw a herd of 10 antelope just head on up that valley from right to left on your screen. I'd take this time to mention that everyone I met out here so far in these ranches has just been so awfully nice. It's down to earth, wanting to help, giving you good talk, good advice. So everyone I met so far, thank you very much. I think that's my next water. Babbitt, 1955. Looks like it's dry, so I'm going to have to go up to the cattle pond. Would have been a nice place to camp if I was just a couple miles further along last night. Let's see how much cleaner this tank is and how much easier it might be. Alright, look at that. May not look like it. It's a lot clearer, and the edge is not all mud, it's rocks. So I should be able to get some good water without muck and mud and algae in it. Yummy. I'll bring a sample back for you when I come back. Howdy. I'm not from Mars, really. I'm not. Okay. Well, I finally climbed up and over the hill there from the plains, the plateau, what do you want to call it? Where the vegetation's all different, just basically grass. A few shrubs here and there, especially down in the dips where they have a little bit of protection from the wind. Now, as I'm climbing an elevation here and getting closer to Grand Canyon Village, about maybe 8 miles away, 9 miles away, maybe 10 miles. Getting into this rolling country with the pinyon pines. So it's really interesting to see these changes, and I think I've mentioned this before, is if you ever do have the opportunity, just even for a day or so, get out into the countryside somewhere, or if you're too far away from countryside, at least try and get to some place that's a little bit less congested, and at least spend a few hours out there just either wandering around or sitting, just feeling the sun on your face, wind in your hair, turning off all concerns and worries, anxieties, and just observe and listen. Amen. Here's something striking, to me anyway, and surprising at the same time. After 70 miles walking through ranch land, seeing nothing but brush, juniper, fences, cows. Look at this. Kaibab National Forest, and the road still goes on. And I'm really pleased or taken aback, maybe both at the same time, is at the technology and how accurate it is these days. I'll put a little screenshot here while I'm talking, but right when I got to the forest boundary, the marker on my map here showed me exactly at that spot. Amazing. Okay, I'm back. This, I don't know, a different feeling. It, I guess it brought up some interesting thoughts about questions about what people have asked me. You know, when you're going through those empty spaces, those barren places, walking all those desolate miles, camping in all those quiet and empty and lonely spaces, places, they ask, don't you ever get lonely? It brings me to, it makes me remember a couple of quotes. There was a quote in a movie, I don't know if it was an Al Pacino movie or what, I forget. But somebody asked him, aren't you ever lonely? And his answer was, lonely? No. Alone? Yes. And then there's a song quote I remembered. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. They'll never stay home, and they're always alone, even with someone they love. And this whole trip has been, especially this past 70 miles or so, a reflection on love and the fulfillment of love. What is the meaning of love? And I guess I can say that with love, it's in giving, I think, that we receive our fulfillment. Yet at the same time, in this human life, I don't think we really are fulfilled. Completely, totally, whole body, mind, and soul. And I think this contemplation and reflection reminds me again of another quote, and that is of St. Augustine. Lord, my soul will not rest until it rests in Thee. So that's our journey in life, isn't it? Having that full completion that we're all searching for. And this trip will continue to be, for me, a contemplation on love and giving, yet not being fully complete until we rest in Thee. Grand Canyon, here it comes.